Would you believe me if I told you that it had been over a year since I've sewn something that I did not hate? Well, it's true. Hi guys, Carla of Tiny Crafts here, and I worked on something that I actually loved. Apologies for the busted fingernails and the cord off to the side and the general of this particular portion of the video, but it's done, one take, etc. I purchased this beautiful fabric from Tela Linda Fabrics. She does reproduction 20th century fabrics, and they are stunning, you guys. Oh my gosh, I will drop her link in the description below. Please check her out and buy her fabrics. Those are samples that I purchased or requested, and there's the fabric that I purchased. Isn't it beautiful? It's going to be a beautiful dress. Now this pattern is from the Vintage Pattern Lending Library. It is called Ladies' Day Dress, but it is a style of dress called the Hooverette. Now the Hooverette was a term coined in the 1930s during the Great Depression due to a majority of the people's dislike of President Herbert Hoover and his dealings with things. So there were shanty towns called Hoovervilles, dresses called Hooverettes, and various other things. Hey, just looking at the directions, and what's that say? Does that say what I think it says? Oh no, French seams. Why? Despite my dramatics, I actually love French seams. They give a very elegant look about the garment, but at that time I was very frustrated because it meant more sewing. But back to the Hooverette. Most Hooverette dresses were wrap dresses, so something fairly simple for, I'm going to use some antiquated terms, the woman of the house to wear while doing household duties. They could be switched from either side to preserve in washing, is what I was told. And a lot of them are just very pretty little frocks. The majority of Hooverette dresses were made with feed sack, which I might do a whole video on that at some point someday, maybe. Would anyone be interested in that? Here I am tying off the knot from the dart. You don't backstitch on a dart. It looks very unsightly. It creates a bump you can't press flat. And it's just not good. So tie a knot after you make a dart. Now, I will be honest with you all, I do not remember at what part I was sewing what piece of garment, because I didn't write it down. I didn't check off on my instruction manual. I just did what felt right, because sewing burnout is real. I took a long time to come back to sewing because every single thing I made I did not like, and it frustrated me. It made me feel worthless as a seamstress. But I just threw caution to the wind and did what felt right, which is what you should do if you're feeling kind of crummy with your own sewing. Just go for it. Doing some more French seams, but can we talk about my nails for a second? Yes, they look a little futzy, but I was going for a proper 30s look with the half moon manicure, which I can do a video on that as well. This one I know is gathering. Those are gathering stitches. See, I pay attention when it comes to looking back at my footage and cutting out semi-boring bits, but I figured this would give you some oddly satisfying feels. Is that a thing? Do people still like oddly satisfying things? You know, I have a gathering foot. I don't know why I don't use it. Maybe because I'm a smidge intimidated by it? It looks like a piece of very strange, almost medieval-like machinery. And with my modern machine, it's something that I never had to use, so I guess I gotta bite the bullet, as they say, and just go for it. Instead of just tedious, straight stitching for minutes and minutes and minutes. This is the initial hem of the bottom of the dress, which I ended up properly hemming, I think 2 inches. Oh dear, this is terrible because the dress is currently in the wash and I can't look at it to remember what I did. Go me. I'm really good at this YouTube thing. There you can see with the double row of stitches, that's what I meant with the hem. It's a sizable 30s hem. A nice vintage hem. So lots of excess space. Do you remember this is the gathering for the sleeves, which are really cute little fluttery bits, which I quite like. Here I did the not so good seamstress thing and did not fasten down the ends of my gathers so they didn't come out and I'd have to readjust them while sewing. You know. Unfortunately, I could not find any of the hand sewing footage from fixing anything. So yay, lots of pretty machine shots. Okay, here's the cutie girl twirling in her beautiful Hooverette. Then I figured I can go outside. I can go find some nice aesthetic place to do this at. So naturally, I went to the Heritage Square at Old Town. That way you can see all the vibrancy of this dress. Thank you all so much for coming along on this sewing adventure. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Leave a comment if you've ever heard of a Hooverette. Bye-bye.